Hey everyone, so I think it would do us all well to remember that every law has a death sentence behind it. Sounds a bit like an exaggeration, right? Unfortunately, it is not. Here is an Arizona state law requiring people who simply wash, blow dry, and stylize hair to spend at least 1,000 class hours, various fees, and an exam in order to possibly be licensed to offer this simple service. And Arizona, by the way, is not the only state to do this. Many states require these same cosmetology licenses. Now, what does this have to do with the death penalty? Well, try and open up a blow-dry shop where you're not even cutting hair or doing chemical treatments. Try and open this business without a license. You will first receive a big fine. If you don't pay the fine, you will be arrested. If you insist on remaining a free individual, as you have not harmed, stolen, or defrauded from anyone, then you will forcefully be arrested. If you continue to resist arrest and even fight back, considering the law enforcement agents would be the aggressors in this situation, they would be the ones who have initiated force, then you will eventually receive a gunshot wound to a vital part of your body with the purpose of ending your life, all in order to make sure you don't blow dry someone's hair without the government's approval. So this is what I mean when I say there is a death sentence behind every law, both large and small. You aggressed against no one. No one made a complaint against you. You just wanted to offer a service to people, but you didn't go through the unnecessary hoops the government set up in front of you. You just behaved like a free individual without doing any harm to another person. If you are persistent enough with your insistence on being a free individual, the government, after a few steps, will end your life. So why did the government set these hoops up in the first place? As usual, it comes down to protectionism. Existing businesses with these licenses do not want to see other people who may be able to outperform them set up shop without this barrier to entry that involves demanding needless time and money being wasted before they can shampoo someone's hair. And the government, always willing to nickel and dime people, is perfectly content with playing ball when it comes to charging more money from people doing basic things. It just takes one small, pitiful argument in favor of more required licensing, and the government is all too often ready to set up this costly red tape that screws over entrepreneurs and ultimately screws over the consumer. So without licenses, what would we do? How would we know who is trustworthy or effective at dealing with hair? Well, to put it simply, it should be reputation over regulation. Reputation is a far superior sign of ability compared to whether or not someone is willing and able to jump through those government hoops. I will put it this way. When is the last time you decided that a hairstylist would be reliable based off the fact that they had a government-granted license? I would venture to say that rarely happens, if ever. Now, how many times have people decided to have someone cut their hair based off of a recommendation from a friend? If your friend has an awesome haircut, you ask them where they got it. They tell you, and voila, you've got all the information you need to know. In a 30-second conversation, you can be informed of their capability, their level of safety, their level of care and focus, and their reliability. No government license required. Meanwhile, if someone has a government license, all that tells you is they're able to test well. It says absolutely nothing about whether or not you're about to waste money on a haircut that may or may not render you looking absolutely ridiculous. Thank you, and that's all.